Hi, I'm Rachel Gray. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious baked chicken in your oven. Before I get too far into it, I want to get my ingredients together. So I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic, some olive oil, some salt, some fresh rosemary, some freshly ground pepper, and of course, a fresh chicken. And before I get my chicken ready, I'm going to take some of my rosemary and just cut it off. I need a couple of sprigs for cavity, and then I need a couple of sprigs for the top. I'm going to reserve these 3 for the cavity, and then I need some to sprinkle on the top. I just strip the leaves off by holding the top and then pulling down, and the leaves just come off. Then I'm just going to give these rosemary leaves a rough chop. And I'm just going to set them aside. I want to prepare my chicken near a sink. I'm going to be washing my hands a lot. I'm going to cut my chicken out of the package. Sometimes there's a glob of chicken fat right here, so I just take that off. And then you want to take the giblets out of the cavity. So all of that, heart, kidney, neck, all that stuff. So it should leave you with a hollow cavity all the way to the top. It's not recommended that you rinse your chicken, because then you get the bacteria everywhere. And then I put it on a prepared pan. And I'm a crazy hand washer, so I'm gonna wash my hands. Now I'm gonna take my garlic cloves that I've already peeled, and I'm just gonna put them inside the cavity. I'm also gonna take these rosemary sprigs and I'm gonna put them in the cavity as well. Now if I had kitchen twine, I would go ahead and cross these legs and tie it up. But I've lived so much of my life without kitchen twine. This is what I do if I don't have. I take a knife and I cut through this fat over here. Just give it a nice hole. I want to cut all the way through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this leg and I'm going to cross it. And I'm going to take the one that's on the top and I'm going to push it through the hole I just cut in the fat. There you go. That will keep my legs and all the body together. The other thing I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna take the wings and tuck them back like it's sunbathing. So sunbathing with the legs crossed, that's what I want. Now I'm gonna wash my hands again. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of olive oil and spread it over the chicken. I'm gonna take a brush so I can just brush it all over nice and even. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle it with my chopped rosemary. A little bit of kosher salt. And finally some freshly ground pepper. If you're using a probe, they say to put it in the thickest part of the thigh, but I can never find out where that is. So I go in from the breast and I put it in like this. I go all the way to the bone and then I pull it back just a little bit. And I highly recommend that you do use a probe, and that way you can tell what temperature your chicken is. I'm gonna bake this in a 375 degree oven until it's 165 degrees internal temperature. Another way that you can tell if you don't have a probe is the meat will start to pull away from the bone, and the cavity, when you push it up, it will drain clear or brown, but if it drains red, it's not quite done yet. And I'm going to use my steam oven to bake this. I'm going to use convection steam, so it'll hit it with the steam first, then the convection fan will come on. Same temperature, 375, until it hits 165 degrees. About an hour. I've just taken the chicken out. The temperature on my probe is 165 degrees. I'm just gonna lift this up off of my pan and put it onto a platter. Let me show you how I cut this up. So I've got the legs tied together, so what I'm gonna do is just break that fat tie that I've got going on, and then the legs will come apart. And as you see, they kind of split right off. And you can see that they're right down here. That's the joint of my thigh. So if I stick my knife right down that, that's where the joint is. And I can just break that off. And that's how I separate my leg from my body. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. And that separates my leg from my thigh. The breast goes right here, and on either side of it is a little cartilage. So if you wanted to take the whole breast off, you just go to the side of that. Just go straight down and then cut across like that. And you come right in underneath this wing. You can remove your whole breast like that. And if you just wanted to slice it like a turkey, then you just take your knife and run it right down like that. It's an easy baked chicken. Buying the chicken whole is a lot less expensive than buying it cut up. You can throw it in the oven and it just cooks itself. It takes about an hour. It's moist and delicious and flavorful. You can cut up some potatoes and roast it alongside in the same pan if you'd like. You can find this recipe and over 200 other recipes on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching.